In this video, we'll be talking about whether this is the end of MBS and start of MALHAMA. Stay tuned.
An accusation the kingdom's influence in the recent decision to cut oil production, pushing prices higher, at least in the short term, is siding with Russia. What's your response to that?
Saudi Arabia is not siding with Russia.
If you're new to this channel, interested in this kind of topic, consider to subscribe and hit the bell. MBS is making Joe Biden and US ever more exasperated. He is openly flouting OPEC laws, its rules, and trying his best to stop US getting its energy supply needed,
which benefits consumers and producers alike. We have been doing this for decades. We try to make sure that we don't have erratic swings in prices so that we can have logic when it comes to investments, when it comes to lending, and when it comes to prices.
This is nothing but a fuss. I mean, just think about this, the way you put it, whichever way you put it. This is nothing but a fuss because Joe Biden, he needs this oil. MBS, they provided this oil to US for a very long time, but all of a sudden they're finding themselves in this quagmire where they cannot get any of their needs met. We know Joe Biden, he made open threat to MBS, and he basically meant they are not going to capitulate to MBS's demand, whatever that is. The camaraderie is over. Wallahi, this is over. Friendship is over. Saudi is making oil a prerogative to only those who would be MBS's friend, i.e. Putin. I want to make a few comments. Number one, dear brothers and sisters, MBS wants to make a statement against Joe Biden. Joe Biden, when he came to power, he made a statement. He said that we are going to hold MBS accountable because of what they did with Jamal Khashoggi. Now MBS is turning around saying that, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be also making a statement, and that statement is that I am not going to give you oil unless you listen to what I say and you agree with all the actions that I take in order to protect my kingdom. Number 2 point is MBS, he wants Kushner, the Yahudi. He also wants Trump to be back because for MBS, he finds this qualm with Biden and the Democratic Party that he doesn't find with Kushner or Trump. In fact, they get along very well. There is one report, it said, I do not know whether it is true or false, that MBS and Kushner, they spent nights in a club. I don't know if this is true or not, but they were very, very close. They were like buddies. So now that Joe Biden is there, you know, this guy who doesn't want to respect MBS the way he wants it to be respected, now he is finding, you know what, a solution for that is gonna be, let's bring back Kushner and Trump's team. One of the main reasons why MBS would always go for Putin and dictators like him is because he himself wants to replicate, and they have been replicating, this kind of ruling over its population where one person is ruling for decades. It has been happening in Saudi Arabia, it happened in the past. Now they want to also get along with people, with country, with this head of state who are in similar kind of model, government model, where they would not be ousted. They will remain in power for many, many years. And this is why you find MBS is cozying up to Putin because he can trust Putin, that Putin will be there. No matter what happens, he's not going to go away like Trump or like Biden or Bush or Obama. We can have somebody who can talk to us and who will be there for as long as we want. At the end of the day, dear brothers and sisters, we know from Hadith, فَلْيَسْتَمِعُونَ لِلْمَلْحَمَةِ Rasulullah, he prophesies they will gather, they will gang up for the Malhama. Regardless of what Saudi Arabia is doing with Russia, with US, Joe Biden, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what we know is that the prophecy will come true and we will see Saudi Arabia will be under tremendous attack, under tremendous pressure from both sides, Russia, US, and its allies. I am now afraid that this is the occasion when Joe Biden, I mean, you know, the Democratic Party, they always wanted to wage war. I'm afraid this time Joe Biden might think of taking over some of the oil fields in Saudi Arabia. The reason for that is it happened in the past. I believe it's in the 1970s when the Saudi king did not listen to US president, US decided it is time for us to send our troops, or there was actually a threat made against Saudi Arabia that if you do not give us oil, we are gonna send our troops. So I'm afraid that the history might repeat now, and Joe Biden, by all means, he has all the reasons to send his troops, his army to Saudi Arabia, not necessarily to take over the oil field, but to create that kind of influence, direct impact, if you like, and tell Saudi Arabia that, you know what, you cannot follow your whims, your desires. You have to listen and obey to what Joe Biden, US, will say. This is my last point. One hand, you have US, so powerful, a nation that is being afraid by so many people, so many other nations. On the same page, you also have MBS, who is not just a de facto ruler anymore. Actually, he is now the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia. And it happened only when he actually asked his father that your time is up, let me deal with the country. He is now the Prime Minister. It came just at a time, very, very providential actually, when Joe Biden is about to create a lot of pressure on MBS and perhaps make him do things he never wanted to do and bow down to Joe Biden. But we will see what happens. But definitely MBS now, he has a very firm grip in Saudi Arabia, in his kingdom. So if in case there is an attack or if in case, I don't think there will be an attack, but if there is a sanction against Saudi Arabia, they will be responding under the leadership of MBS. And MBS is not going anywhere. Even if MBS is not a very famous king in Saudi Arabia at this point, but he can easily convince his people that, look, US, you can never trust them. Look what they did with Gaddafi. Look what they did with Iraq. They sent troops, they destroyed their countries. Can you trust these people? So MBS, he has a lot of excuses that he can put forth to his own people and say that, do you want to go with this guy who destroyed other countries, or you want to come with me? So obviously the answer will be, yeah, we're going to come with you. So MBS, now that he has a firm grip in Saudi Arabia, it is not sitting well with Joe Biden because he doesn't want that. At the same time, now we're seeing that US's midterm election is coming soon. Joe Biden, he's so desperate. As I said at the beginning of this video, he is so ever exasperated right now. He needs some oil. He needs the oil. Like, he will chivvy MBS for the oil, for the energy, because also, you know, not only the midterm is coming, but also we know winter is coming, right? So in winter, when it will be very, very cold, obviously US and European countries, they would need a lot of energy supplies. Only time will say if this is going to be the end of MBS, how Joe Biden will approach it. At the same time, this will probably also set a new narrative around the MALHAMA that we talk about, that maybe it is not the end of time MALHAMA that we will see right off the bat. It could also be starting now from US, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. We'll find out, inshallah, as we see and receive more news. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.